rotten. Go on, you get out of here now. Beat it. Outside, outside.
and a one fish, two fish, and a one fish, two fish, and a one fish, two fish, and a one fish, two fish. And I don't have my headphones switched over. 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 Can I hear me now? Can I hear me now? I can hear me now. All right. And a one fish, two fish. All right. And a one fish, two fish. All right. And a red fish, blue fish. All right. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish. All right, Twitch is sounding good. Yo, Charles, how you doing? Let's just double check YouTube here. Let's just double check YouTube here. You know that latency isn't actually bad. Yo, it's Rod Shelley. Rod Shelley. Let's just double check YouTube here. All right, you know that. All right, let's turn that off. Happy Eggs Benedict Day. Yay. All right, moving along. I need to update my gallery, don't I? Yeah, it's that time of year again. I guess I'm working on the showgirl outfit. I've been trying to get the stuff all done to get the Sinbad outfit submitted. I think it tomorrow. Tomorrow. I was hoping to do that a couple days ago, but it keeps dragging out. Too many details. And then I see somebody who sells something at Daz with like 2 lines of description and no morphs. And it looks like it's doing better than my dress did last week. Oh man. But it must have morphs. The picture show it looks like have morphs, but of course the description says nothing. Anyhow, I hope you all are doing good today. There's Rod. Um there he is. There I is. All right, let's I don't know. Okay, I'm opening up the wrong. I'm going to try to open up the new version of Marvel's Designer today. Unfortunately, I just launched the old version, so we're going to wait a second here. And then I'm going to close that down once it finally launches, and then I'm going to launch the new version. Because I did bother to get that updated. I still got to get my Blender updated to 5.1. That looked like the new version. I thought I clicked on the old version button. I can't tell anymore. I have two of these things. There's the new version. It looks great. You just had dinner, so you're not ready for breakfast just yet. But you can get your coffee on. Okay, I have no idea what this means. Legacy configuration API plugin in folder is loaded only for backroot and will be depreciated in the future. So I don't know what this means. I'm not going to worry about it. So in the meantime, um, I'll open project. Does this even remember where we were? Program files, presets, projects, Marvel's Designer. No, it doesn't. It completely doesn't. Why have settings? I think it does remember the libraries though, so at least it does that. Marvel's Designer does a crap version of figuring out what folder you were in last for what specific task you're currently doing. Anyhow, this is in the burlesque folder. I'm going to run over there. I think I got most of the outfit blocked out for as far as the top and the bottoms go. And we blocked out a headpiece that will detail out in Blender. And where are we at? Marabou. That's what it is. Whip it, whip it good. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let me see if I can get this moved over like so. Can I reach the bottom? There, I just got the bottom. There we go. So we can get that just up. Oh, that has to actually go up a little bit farther. I'm still below. You know, and then I should line up this chat you can't see on the side, so I know where that is. Anyhow, this is where we left off. Photo work. You just stumbled onto a drive with a gazillion photos from way back when you were working with a little model. Ooh, little treasure trove. Did I? I think everything's set up. I just need to do materials and start exporting. And I think we were. And then this is going to be detailed more in Blender, and we're going to add some feathers, and we're going to add some more feathers, and we're going to add some doohickeys. This is about ready for. I don't like including panties and skirts together. They're a pain to rig, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave that on there too. I'm not quite decided how I'm going to pattern these. I have some really transparent, glimmery patterns that I think I'm going to probably use on those from Atenius or whatever. I can never quite pronounce the artist's name right. Makes a lot of merchant resources at Renderosity. I have a whole bunch of their merchant resource stuff, and I think this would kind of lend itself to some of that. All right, so let's just give this names. We'll fit it to the base figures. We'll fit it to Genesis 9. We'll export this out. We still do want to make, and I think I'm going to make little cuffy things. It'll come a little bit up on the hand. So it's going to flare out a little bit and then come back a little bit. I think we'll do that. Do I want to put something on the shoulders? Maybe we'll just put bands on the shoulders. Maybe we'll put bands with little, kind of like, almost like garters. You know, kind of do the same thing. You know what? I'm going to put a thing here. And then we're going to kind of like the way I've got these gathered through here. We'll gather on here, and we'll also like do sort of like the way garter belts are gathered. Although this is going to be a little bit wider than the garter belt, but it'll have the gathering on both ends. I think we'll do that. So we're not quite done with this. These parts, actually, I'm going to wait till I get those done to export it out, because then I can work on the suit all at once. And dun, dun, dun. So what am I doing here? I'm going to give materials. So there's top and bottom. And I got something called top ring. That's this thing here because I need it to be different. So you're going to actually become top trim. And I'm just going to make you top. Actually, yeah, we're just going to make you top. And then I need straps, collar trim. So we're just going to start copying and changing a whole bunch of stuff here. So top. And actually, I'm going to have cup 1, cup 2, cup 3. I have a feeling I can do something clever, but I haven't quite decided yet. Also, I'm not sure where, you know, the nipple, I have no idea. The nipple probably falls there, so I could probably maybe put a fishnet on that. Anyhow, back to top. So you're going to actually be here. Up, cup 01. You copy that. Top cup 02. Copy that. Top cup 03. Okay, I'm going to actually change you to top cup trim. Top cup trim. Copy that. This is then going to be cut top cup trim, which will, it's basically just this. And you know what? I should put a little cut right there. So that's going to be, and then this would be trim. So that's just top trim. And before I forget about it, I'm going to put a little inset here so that we can put a little trim right in here between these two. Activate the Z key. There we go. Offset as an internal line by 5. Cut so. Should be good. Okay, we're still thinking. This is going to be top middle. We'll do that. Okay, copy that. Top fringe. Or top skirt. I'm going to call it top skirt, actually. And this will be bottom, and that'll be bottom skirt. Got it. Bottom skirt. You know what? And then we'll just copy that. And actually, I don't think I'm going to end up with a skirt trim. Copy that. So I need a back clasp. We need a back clasp attachment. Those are these two little thin pieces. I'm gonna, so I can make those invisible when they're around. And they'll hold things together. And likewise, copy that. And then this comes back. This is neck clasp. I should say clasp neck is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to change the clasp back. And copy that. And then there's the attachments on the back clasp, which is, this is the neck clasp right here. So we have the two little thin parts that we will delete later on when we need to take it apart. Okay, I wanted to rename clasp back. And I forgot to put the underscore in there. And you're going to become clasp back. Okie dokie. Straps. I need straps. And do I want to separate out my... I want to separate these into neck straps and these into back straps. Yeah. It's... I mean, I've probably already gone over the top with surfaces here. That's okay. Clasp. Clasp. Did I spell that right? I did. Okay. Straps neck. Straps back. See, this matches the way I'm named the class, too. And then I need collar and collar trim. And I think... in that middle piece, so the only place I'm actually using something called trim would be here, so I'm going to call that middle trim, just so it makes more sense. So this is a collar trim. And then what I'm calling trim right now, that's going to be middle trim. Because I've actually associated everything else with a part. So there we go, middle trim. All right, so that's all the stuff for the top. Let's just go through and give these colors. Bring that up, put that right there. And we'll just, I guess we'll just kind of work away this way. Oh, I forgot to apply you. And then we do the bottom. Bottom may not be as insane as the top, just because I don't have the class. The class really kind of pushed things over the top. Nope, you were apply. Do that and apply. All right, we're good. Now we'll let's add. I'm just going to call you bottom. And then we have bottom trim, bottom sides, bottom side trim, and skirt trim. And do I want to separate this and have that just be straps, or is this just part of trim? I think this is just going to be. I'm going to make it trim for right now. These are the sides. This would be side. Or do I want to just make that trim too? Or maybe I make this. Maybe I make this front trim, side trim, and then back trim would be, you can't see it. And then this would be side trim as well. I think we'll do that. Okay. Anyhow, I got bottom. Copy that. So we're going to have bottom trim front. Bottom trim sides. Trim rear. That's the stuff you can't see. Okay, did I call that skirt? I guess I think I did. Bottom skirt. And do I actually, you know what? Let's rename. Let's say front trim, back trim, yada, yada, yada. Because I'm going to have sides. I'm not actually going to have, I'm not going to split that into front and back. That'll just be bottom. And bottom skirt, and then bottom skirt trim. And I think that's it for the bottom. Oh, and I need sides. Those are the panels on the sides that hold the skirt up. Okay. Let's give these colors. Just run down and apply, go to the next one, apply, go to the next one, apply. Oops, that was a cancel, damn it. Are you not applying? I thought I... It's confusing, man. Okay. Apply and close. Do I want to bother giving the crown materials? Not at this time. That's gonna be worked in the zip blender. You know what? Maybe this is gonna have feathers and things, so it's gonna need its own map. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Although, you know, I'm just gonna stick it in here for the heck of it. No, I'm not. Well, kind of in here, kind of like that, just so it's not interfering with the rest of the pattern on our UV map. Okay, so I was thinking maybe getting, that's actually, the only thing I can do is maybe tuck this down. If I slide this out, I'm trying to optimize this just a little bit more. So that's not too bad. But if I take you and we line you up so that you line up there, and then we bring you just to the point where that one edge is up like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of hide these down in here because these aren't important, except for the fact that so I think that's a little nicer than what I had yesterday. Let's see how this goes. UV editor. So reset the 2D arrangement. Fit. Say okay. So I got a little bit of slop in here driven by this. You know what? I can probably, that's a little slop. You can tighten that up a little bit. And that would mean that would come over just a hair more. So the idea is I'm going to grab this and maybe nudge it down a bit and then try to get this to line up with it a little better. You're not moving. So I think that lines up. I think those are good. In the ballpark. Let's go double check. Let's go back to the UV. Why is everything red? What the hell? Did I accidentally apply red to everything? Oh no. I gotta undo stuff. How far can I undo? At what point did I accidentally put red on everything? Oh no. Hey, Murga, how are you doing? Somewhere. Oh, I didn't assign colors yet. That's right. Let me just redo a bunch of stuff then. We are working on a showgirl outfit. Unfortunately, I'm in Marvel's Designer. Sorry, dude. There we go. Okay. I hadn't assigned material colors. That's why everything's red. I freaked myself out. I think that's going to be. Oh no, I got a little bit further to go. Nope. I'm out of. I'm going to You know what? It's like I click on something and then nothing happens. As good as I can. It was last school day tonight. Ooh, sweet. All right, let's Let's come back over here and reset the UVs. I'm doing well. Just cranking out the 3D products and selling them in a DAS. Okay, reset to the 2D arrangement. Fit into the window. I got a little bit of slop in there still, although that's not too bad. I could probably tighten up further, except I like the way that looks. It's a clean look. And that doesn't need to be there. So, I mean, I could always just, yeah, I'm not gonna, that's probably good enough. I mean, the best I'm gonna get is to get this to be maximized across, and I'm not that far off from that. So this is the shape that determines my maximum size, and I'm not too far off of that. So I'm not going to angst the packing it any better. So we're going to sign out the materials. And then I'm going to add some armbands and some wristbands. So that's what we're going to do next. Da, 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 Rod's hanging in there. So is Joe. All right, let's go back to 2D pattern. All right, let's start. Everything right now is top. Actually, I don't even have a top material. Or do I? What are you? Oh, you're the collar. You're the ruffle. You're the top cup trim. You're top cup. You're also going to be top cup trim. Oh, you already say you're top cup trim. Okay. And so you're going to be 1, 2, 3, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3. You won't stay long. You have a truckload to do tomorrow. Hey, well, nice to see you. I'll try not to do Marvelous Designer on Monday then. It's no longer Marvelous Designer Monday, although some Mondays I still do Marvelous Designer just because it's kind of like the next thing I got to be doing. I'm working on Showgirl outfit, although Monday might be. We'll see. We'll see. I have to figure out. I want this to be farther along by the weekend than what would constitute needing me to work on it on Monday. We'll see where we are. All right, that's the middle trim. That's the middle. These are the squoits. This and that. Clasp back is right here. Clasp back attachment is right there. Clasp neck is located here and here. Don't change the schedule for you. Well, happy to see you when you can be here, dude. Anyhow, clasp back neck. So those are those ones. These are little attachment pieces. They kind of hold it together, and we delete them when we want to undo it. Okay, my neck straps are, I think you guys are my neck straps. You and you. Yep. These are the back straps. Top collar. There we go. And then probably top collar trim. And then we're on the bottom. We're done. Bottom's going to be this and this. And then bottom front trim is going to be the trims over here. Are you not cut out? Oh, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I gotta do a little cut and sew right there still. I got the right tool? I think I got the wrong tool. Cut and sew those. Select those, and those become front trim. Okay, bottom sides trim. That's these. Oh, there's that. There's that emerga command. Thank you, Charles. Side trim is right there. Oh no. I deselected everything. There we go. That's side trim. This is the rear trim right here. You will never see this. Or at least you're not supposed to. Bottom skirt is this part. Bottom skirt trim. Is that all one piece? It is. Here's the Charles command. Cool freeholds. And then bottom side. So these two pieces right in here. Okay, I've assigned all the materials on that. Let's hit save. Let's double check and make sure my quads are optimized. Oh no, you are supposed to be a different color there. You're supposed to be like top cup 3. That's better. All right, Control A. Quad optimized in the white. Means we're all good. Old reflexes die hard. Yes, sir. Alrighty. So I'm going to add a cuff and a cuff here on the arm and a cuff on the wrist. And then we're going to put little ruffles on both sides of those. So that kind of plays off with the ruffles that we have on the top and the bottom. So let's do this. I'm just going to draw in I'm going to draw a square and we're going to narrow it down. We'll start with that. A rectangle. I'm just going to kind of eyeball that into place. And here, this is going to be top cuff. Here we go. All right, I'm going to make that a little narrower here to start with. We're going to make a copy of this. I'm going to make a linked copy of this, which means it's actually going to pop over to the other side, but we'll drag it back. This way I can kind of symmetrically edit this thing. I think kind of like that. I'm just going to dupe it. Never mind. We'll just do that. And am I on the... I'm just going to flip the normals on that. That's easier than screwing around with flipping it. There we go. And we'll put that up there. Let's just sew this. I'm going to freeze everything, and then we're going to sew this together. These are probably going to end up down in here. So I'm going to move this. This is going to end up being a crown. And it's just kind of a starter object. I'm going to detail it out in Blender. But that just gives me like sizing and stuff. So it's just like a real rough blank. Anyhow, let's sew that to that. And this to this. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, and I forgot to freeze everything. I said I was going to, and then I just went ahead and didn't do it. Let's try that again, because I hit the wrong Control K. Am I back yet? I fat fingered something with that K. What does the K do? Uh, Marvelous Designer. Keyboard shortcuts. Am I? Nothing's going on. I really forged this up, didn't I? You know, let's hit save. Was this article helpful? You know what? This article should have included the freaking shortcuts. Uh, main menu settings, user settings, shortcuts. Okay, main menu settings, user settings. Am I not seeing user settings? I'm not, because the freaking Marvelous Designer documentation is out of date, which is kind of par for the course for the internet. Maybe it's in preferences, shortcuts. There we go. I don't know. Do I have to open everything up to see? You do. Can I just do a search for? Oh, here it is. Action, shortcut key, item. What is the best offer? The best offer is Marvelous Designer right now. It has been. I did that one Clo because Marvelous Designer, for some weird reason, didn't have a yearly that time. Not that I could find. If they had one, they hid it really well. So it actually was cheaper to do Clo for a year than Marvelous Designer monthly. But that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Since then, Marvelous Designer generally has a yearly at like just under 300. Uh, but some years you can pick up Black Friday sales for about a couple hundred for a yearly. And I managed to get like a month or two free. So, but I was able to add to the. So one year you weren't able to add to it. Your subscription had to expire during the Black Friday sale. But last year I was able. They now have it so you can extend your license. They're growing up. Um, wouldn't it be cool if this actually just listed your shortcut keys instead of making you? Can I just expand all? Chris, you fool. That would be way too easy. Oh, wait, can I just do this? Is that what this does? I don't want to shift. Oh, I touched the shift key. I don't want the backspace. I want the K. Segment top stitch. I don't know what that does. Control K is what I wanted. Did I segment top stitch everything? How do you undo? I didn't want to do segment top stitching. How do I delete all my edits top stitching? That's probably what I did. And then can I just delete it all? There we go. Okay. Disaster averted. What I wanted to do was Control K, not K. Control K. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I can just kind of focus on doing this. All right, let's bring up the strain map and see how tight this is. You know what? I could probably live with that though, but I can live with that, I think. stress and strain. I never know the difference between these two. I think, and this is it's gone back to let's switch you back to quad optimized. Can I set that as a default? Let's find out settings, preferences, graphics options, view controls, shortcuts, user interface. $300 a year. It depends on what you're using it for. So, I I do make that back. Um, but if you're not making money, a lot of these extra little tools here and there kind of add up. User interface, I don't think so. 3D. Is there 2D? When I create something, I can have it automatically come in as quad optimized. There it is. I can do it right there. We'll do that. Yay. Okay. Does that come in as quads or does that come in as quads? I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch these two out a little bit. We'll just rerun that. Of course, it didn't like that. You're supposed to scale. That's a little bit better. I didn't want it to be. I want to pull. You shifted from. I can see that paying the bill CAD versus artistic. We're getting there. You see the lighting cut there. You know what? That's probably going to be good. I'm going to see if I can get you to stay up off the wrist a little bit this time. You know what? I'm going to pull you out a little bit further. Okay, that's good. It still has colors, which means it's still stressing out just a little bit. We like that. So now we're just going to make some ruffles to go on the ends of those. And I'm just going to do this. Makes it kind of stiff. And then I'm just going to take a measurement. You know what? We'll do this. I'm going to turn you around. And we're going to just measure. Why do I got a point in there? I don't recall adding a point there. 117.5, so maybe 200. And we'll say like 20 by 200. I'll say okay to that. And this will be top cuff ruffle. Trying to maintain your Blender knowledge by doing it under a week. Yeah, if you can get it to pay the bills, that's definitely helps. If it's not paying the bills, it becomes a little harder sometimes to stay up on it. All right, copy you, top coat, ruffle, or top cuff, ruffle, is that right? Ruffles have wedges. Okay, just gonna do that. I'm just gonna sew you to you. Oh, This is one thing that drives me crazy. I can't use the gizmo when I've got the stress map up. Why? I don't know. Some sort of weird technical reason, I suppose. Our programmer just didn't feel like it. I think that might be the technical reason. Um, and then can I just what is just regular copy, by the way? All these years, and I'm now saying it's just a control C. Can I control C in here? No, I have to do it over here. C and V. Sometimes I would just like a regular duplicate, please. The linked copy is super cool, but sometimes I just want to duplicate. All right, that's good. Where am I at? And I think, I don't know, is that right? See, those look right. I think I'm gonna, do I want those to be longer though? Maybe just a little longer. Maybe we make these 30s. But maybe we just pull that out, do that. I think that'll be good. All right, what are you? You're 87, so let me call these 180s. What are you? Are you 200s though? You're 200s. Maybe I'm going to make these 160s. We'll do this. We'll say 30 because I'm happy with the way that looks. And I'll say 160 on that. Say okay with that. You're going to be a top coat ruffle. I'm pulling the wrong thing there. I'm just going to line you up. Over in here. And I'll just sew you to the top. And we'll just make a copy. I'm going to flip you over. And you should be, yep. And we can just sew you on the U. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go ahead and sew these ends all together. I'm hoping I'm getting these right. I think that looks about right. If this does something really weird, I'll know that I did those on the wrong edges. Nope, that looks about right. All right, we're going to go with that. Now I'm going to just kind of, you know what, I'm just going to copy this and rework it for the armband. So I'm just going to make these. So it doesn't need for the armband. I can just make these straight and just maybe make these just a little bit longer. So I'm just going to grab all of this and C and a V and bring you over here for just a second. And I have to rearrange all my UVs because I changed my mind and decided to add stuff because, you know, feature creep. I'm almost done with an outfit and I'm now deciding to maybe add a bunch more morphs. There you go. I think we're going to, let's take these out. Like so. We'll start with that. And then I'll just line these up. I'm going to make these all a little longer. Oh, that's a little crooked there. We'll fix that. 1, 2. We'll start with that. Let's get you snapped back into place there. All right, let's move these from outside of the arm. And then we'll just move these out of the way. And let's see how that goes. I think I'm going to actually make that small, thinner. Although I like where that is. Although I think it's a little long. And then we'll check the strain map and see how we're looking on that. So I'm going to take these way in like so. And we'll come over here, put that strain map on. You know what? I think that's going to be okay. It's not all in the red, which means I'm getting in the ballpark. All right, so we're just going to copy those over to the other side. And wait a minute. Did you come in as quads? You did not come in as quads. Did I not tell this thing to do quads? Was I like so happy and then it's like saying, nah, fuck you, dude. homie, don't play that shit. You kidding? Oh, I gotta restart the program. That's what it is. This got worse. Once upon a time, I could select everything, say quad optimized, and it worked. Now it says, nah, you got too many things selected, brah. We ain't gonna actually use that function at this point. You're gonna make you do it in parts. You have to do it parts. You've got too many things. I don't know what the number is, but obviously 10 or 12 was not it. And I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna fit this. I could just probably, we're not going to export this out, so I could just get lazy and have this overlap shit. Um, Although I might need some of the space for these bands. And I have to make copies of these. And I missed a couple. Although, you know what? If I turn them sideways, I might be able to stack them up. And if I put these on top, actually, let's turn these the other way. I think I deselected something there. Where's my... There it is. So I'm going to try to get you into there. You are too close. I don't think I've got enough room to get all of that in here. I have this extra room over here. Can I get to... I'm probably just going to have to expand out my... Maybe... Yeah, except I need two of these and I need two of those. Let's go ahead and do the duplicate on these. I'm just going to bring them up here for a minute. probably, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to put that over there. What are you? Are you what I think you are? You are. It's that stupid fill thing again. See this? That's not really there. That's a phantom of this shape. You know what? I'm going to have to just make my map a little less optimized than I had hoped for. I'm just going to stick that off to that side. I'm going to put that there. Then I'm going to figure out where to put these guys. I mean, maybe I'll just stick them, but I'm not liking. You know what? Maybe I'll just turn these and put them in as good I can there. So anyhow, there's the weird shape. I'm going to fix that, and I super zoomed in. Okay, so what this is down here, this is an error. That right there is actually just the fill for this shape up here. I think if I close it and reopen it, it'll be fine. But also if I do this, maybe if I do save too. There, now it's back. Hey, going to be lurking. I'll be sitting over. All right, no worries, Charles. Thanks for being here, by the way, man. It's good to see ya. Oh, the pirate outfit went through testing today. No problems. All right, you know what? I'm going to line these up like this. And we're just going to kind of get them nudged in somewhere about here. And the other one down. Can I turn you the other way? I cannot. Because they're linked. Although I can do this. But I don't want to. Because these are linked. If I rotate one, it rotates the other. I'm not getting any decent snapping in there. There we go. And these, I think I'm just going to pull them out a little. And then, let's kind of line that up like so. And just bring that down till we're clear. I don't know if I like that. I think maybe I'll rotate them back. And put one here and one here. I think that's probably be. I think I'm going to live with that. Let's see how this is looking. Now I'm going to have a bunch of extra room at the top of my map. You know what? I'm just going to shove this into there though, because it's. And then let's see. This is just garbage, so we're not concerned about how it lines up on the UVs. I've got a lot of extra slop in here for nothing over there. Oh, you know what it is? This is actually, if I pull this down, that'll, my buffers, this is actually affecting my shape now. Let's go back. And let's move you so that you don't drive the height or the width. So it's driven by everything else. Are you just not moving? You're just freaking laughing at me, aren't you? Is it just because I got the strain map on? Nope. Do I just have the wrong tool? Can I even... Well, at least I can nudge you. Suddenly I can't select and move things. How annoying is that? All right, go back to the... Okay, that's better. This is the driver, the width right there. And that's so that's maximized. I mean, maybe I could tighten all of this up. Can I maybe just move these hoops somewhere and then bring these in? Although I like them right there, even though, because you can tell what they are. These are a little more because of the cups. You know what? I'm going to live with that. We're going to hit save on this. I'm going to change these colors actually, and I need two more. I need an armband, and I need an arm ruffle. Did I not hit the copy? I'm going to call this a wristband. Yeah, I'm not. Never mind. Please apply to a pattern. Oh, I'm in the wrong view. And also, let's duplicate you. Call you armband ruffle. Okay, let's give these different colors because these are colors from something else. Let's start with that. And you. And you. And the last one, we can just do an apply and close. You going to hit the hay? All right. Hey, thanks for being here, Emerga. Saturday is still your night out. All right, catch you on Monday. Congratulations on getting through school, by the way. I thought I had you all nice and neat. I'm going to make you neat again. You're not moving. Why you no move? So are you guys looking? See, you're still neat. Emerga has left the building. Charles has left the building. It's just me and you, Rod. And my chair. You and me and my chair. That's all we need. And my coffee mug. And my other coffee mug. And my other coffee mug. I need my other coffee mug. I'm running out of coffee mug hands. Cross the fingers for the exams. Good luck with the exams. Hopefully you don't need it though. Yo, Napsmore. And Napsmore's lurking. All I need is Rod Shelley, my mugs, and Napsmore. And my computer. And my computer, of course. After mowing the yard the other day, you're still tired. It was hot here today. My AC isn't working in the car. Normally doesn't bother me. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Otherwise, I've got an appointment to take the car in next week. I have to get some stuff done to it anyhow. But I think I can get a recharge kit, and I might be able to fix it without having somebody charge me $200 for a $50. They charge you $200 to have the mechanic come in. That's all right. I think I'm good. I'm going to hit save. We're gonna check, make sure all our quads are quadded. All our quads are quadded. All my materials are done. All my stuff is set up. What do we got? 8:15. So we're ready to start putting this into whatchamacallit, DAS Studio. So we're going to, you should see the latest blog. Okay, I'll have to check out the latest Rod Shelley blog. Here we go, folks. It's the new Rod Shelley blog. Welcome spring, I think. Dun dun dun. Tax day. April 15th, 2026. It was a spring day like any other spring day. Little did Mrs. Borden realize what was about to become her. All right, I've hit save. We're gonna do. They changed the library. It doesn't sit over here anymore. I have to hit the special library button. Okay, I'm gonna set this up. Let's unfreeze everything except for the crown. No, I am gonna, yeah, and the crown. And the crown. All right, we're just gonna do this. Are we simming? I think we be simming. All right, we're good. Let's get the avatar in here. Where's that library? So I want that one right there. Add to workspace. Load as a morph target. Say okay. Close the library while this runs its fitting. I think we're good. I'm going to save everything but the crown as one piece. And later on, I'm going to break it up into component parts. But for right now, I'm finding my work method works to just have this one piece for a while in DAS. Also, I'm finding it's worthwhile to take my time to set things up before converting it to Genesis, whatchamacallit, to the Genesis 8. Anyhow, we don't need you. I should save you. We're going to save you separate. So I think that's good. And we're going to make shoes. I'm going to have heels. And I'm going to have feathers on the headdress. And I'm going to call it a showgirl outfit, even though I've never seen a showgirl outfit. Because we're going to put rhinestones all over this fucker. That's a little crooked. Let's see if we can fix that. I think that's a little bit better looking. You know what it is? It's crawling up on one side. And it gives me this weird... I wonder if I unstrengthen it, if I can get this to fit better. All right, I'm getting frustrated already. Where's my, my friction? Let's tweak the friction here. Let's not tweak the friction here. Because it's holding, you know what? I'm going to freeze everything except for this. Hey, I remembered not to, and then we're going to struggle bus with this stuff. And now I can turn the friction off here because only this will move around. Oh, I didn't get the whole thing, did I? Oh no. Maybe I did. Why do you look like you're frozen still? Because you are frozen, despite the fact I had you selected over here. Hmm. You know, I thought I had you on frozen too. All right, George, I think I've got it. That's nice and even looking. We're going to live with that. Stop. In the name of. All right, select all of this. Come over here. Unselect that. Going to do a file export. OBJ selected. I don't need to be in my Norfs folder. That's what happens when you can't spell morph properly. Going to projects. Going to the burlesque. Bubbles. Marabou. Showgirl. Whip. And right in here. Marabou. G9 base. I should say showgirl so I can find this later. Inside Daz, everything's just going to say Marabou in front of it. But the product will be Marabou Showgirl G9 base. Okay. Dum dum dum. Oh no, they changed the export box. Weld turns. What the fuck? I think merge vertex, but I don't want to do that. Is this the thing that's going to fix the broken internal lines? Anyhow, single object, thin, welded. I'm not sure what that is. It's probably important. And I'm still in meters, so we're going to say okay. I have to check and see if internal lines are still broken or not. That got janky, didn't it? It's because it's fitted to the dude. I might just smooth that out in Blender or ZBrush, and then we'll put a. So here, let's switch this back to being really sticky. And then I'm just going to undo. I'm going to unfreeze all of this. And I'm going to do this. And I don't think that's going to. You know what? If I do these. We're thinking if I do these like that, does that smooth them out or does that make things worse? You know what? I'm actually going to do that. That kind of smooths them out. This is the androgynous shape, so I'm not overly concerned because what we need it to really look like is on the female shape. But still, that just looks kind of goofy. That looks a little better. I think I can live with that. So once again, and by the way, let me just double check that my UVs are in place. They're not in place. I'm going to reset. I didn't move anything. So if I do this, should be good. And what I It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, back over to here. So we're going to grab everything but the crown. Am I still simulating? I should turn that off. All right, now we'll export this. Export OBJ selected. There we go. Marbu Showgirl G9 base. Save. Replace it. Yes, please. I think that's all happiness. Let's do file. Save as project. This will be G9 base. All right, let's come back to this. I'm going to take a look at the crotch and try to fix and make sure that's good. And then we can save this out and this will become the base female morph. So let's see. You know what? That got funny too. No wonder it was funny. Anywho, let's same drill. We'll just make sure everything's frozen. We're going to try to fix the bottom down here. So we'll unfreeze that. And then I'm going to wrestle with this a little bit. And if this doesn't work, we're going to go to plan B. Which was to take the stickiness off of this. I'm almost, you know what, you're just not. I keep trying to click on something. I keep grabbing the other thing instead. Why is that fighting me? It's almost like it's inside. It actually is inside. And now it got itself all twisted because it snapped like a mofo. So I have to reset that, hopefully, and then try to line it back up, try to get it to work again. I can't tell which way switch on this thing. I think that's the front. Yo, DJ Ray. Almost. I still have to get it submitted. I'm working on that still. I still have to make promos and all that other fun stuff. So I'm going to bring you down here. I should probably put maybe a... And are you floating too far above? There we go. I like that. Control A. Turn off the sim. Do that. We're going to fix these cups. I'm going to put the... I still have this fraction on. Okay. So let's just grab this. Actually, let's just unfreeze all of this for right now. And I'll do this, and then I'll strengthen these up. 1 and 2 and 3. And I'll do the same thing over here, 1 and 2 and 3. All right, I think that's good. All right, you know what? This is going to be the female shape. We're going to get that exported out. Let's hit save on here. And then we're going to fit it to Genesis 8. So let's select all of that. Deselect these. Excellent. File, export, OBJ selected. You are the Genesis 9 fem. Should be good. All right, I've hit save on that. All right, let's unfreeze everything. And we'll fit it to Genesis 8 female now. I think you're over here. This one right here, 97%. We'll load that in as a morph target. You are a morph target. Okay. I don't need the library. Is that his girlfriend, Sumbum? Sumbud? I'm not sure I'm following it. I think that's fine. This could probably stand to have a little more roughly shape to it, but it'll develop out. Because I think I don't have gravity on. And how's my crotch look? My crotch looks okay. My breasticles are probably going to be fine. I think we're going to be good with this. All right, let's export this out. Except for the crown. And then that file and export and OBJ selected, and you are totally in another folder because I loaded in an avatar from somewhere. Are you my right folder? Well, there we go. We found you. Aha, you couldn't hide that well. 8 female. Do that. Should be okay. Because I'm going to freeze everything except for this ruffle. I want to put a little bit of shape in there. I'm happy with how the rest of this is looking, though. So I don't want to screw it up. Don't screw it up, bucko. So I'm going to unfreeze these. I can't tell what I did there. Does that all look unfrozen? It does. Let's add some. What is my gravity? Do I have any gravity on? I got a little bit of gravity. So if I do this, see, that's not going anywhere. Are you still... Oh, I didn't cut those. Dang it. I can assign you later. All right, let's put real gravity on. I'm not getting any droopiness out of this. Also, my back's looking a little weird. And now I can't see anything. I'm upside down. I'm probably going to touch that up in Blender. That shouldn't be ballooning like that. I'm not even sure why. It's almost like I got pressure or something on here. I was trying to bring that up a little bit, ended up dragging the whole thing off. I got no pressure. I don't know. Let's just crank the gravity up some more and see if we can get that too. And I clicked in the wrong window. Let's set you back to minus 9,800. I don't know. I'm not crazy about what's going on with there with the top skirt. Actually, the whole top's just floating around, isn't it? I wonder if I could tighten that up a little. My Oh, they redid the materials again. They got rid of the weird garbage at the front of everything. What happens? How's my crotch looking? All right, I don't want to. I just want to undo. I'm moving so much faster than the interface right now. Which is causing me to do things like make windows smaller when I'm not even clicking on it. I need this. I need to kind of maybe slow down a little bit. And then let that kind of settle. And let me see if I can stiffen these up. I want those to be flat. I'll have to double check. You know what? I wonder if I got that problem in the other ones too. So what I think I have to do is I have to set these seams in here to be hard 90 or 270-degree angles. So then these will want to be happy. So let's just do this. We'll select all of these. We'll set the fold angle to 90 for all of them. Ideally, we should see a couple of these seams go the wrong way. And now I'll try to figure out which is which. So that's good. This one over here is going the wrong way. So where are you? You're over here, so you probably need to be at 270. And this one over here, let's stop that for a second. It's getting a little weird. And I think I can't tell. It's not letting me. And I think maybe you need to be 270 as well. Although it's not letting me click on what I want to click on. So you get attached to that. You are 270. You are attached to this right here. I think you two need to be 270. Hit the space bar. Let's do something. I think it'll sort itself out. There we go. That's what we want it to look like. Of course, now you're dragging down too far. I want you to be up a little higher. You know what? Because I don't want these drooping down on here. I think if I could just freeze them and drag them, I might get away with that. It's a little loose in here because of the size difference between the two figures. I'm going to try maybe adding a little bit of elastic onto these edges. If I set these to 100, let's see what that does. And I keep clicking on things and nothing happens. That and that and this and that. And I'm just going to come over here to elastic. Let's make sure the simulation is not running while I do this. And now I lost my damn property editor because I hit the space bar and it unselected everything. Okay, I got those. I'm going to turn the elastic on. I'm going to set my ratio to 100. We're going to set the strength to 100. I might tweak these to be a little bit less than 100, but we'll see how this goes. So setting that to 100 means it's not going to stretch. And that's not quite pulling it up. So here, let's try. Maybe we do, if I do 90, it's going to make it look bunchy though, isn't it? Go, Leo. Yeah, it's the new outfit. It's the showgirl outfit. Actually, and then I just need to, I'm going to solidify this up a little bit more. And we'll quickly show off. So this is how the new outfit's looking. Showgirl inspired. We've got it fitted to Genesis 9. I'm just having to tweak it to fit Genesis 8 a little bit better. Underrated Paul Verhoeven's. I don't know. Although I think Elizabeth Berkley got done dirty. That film is not her fault. I think she did what the director asked her to do. I think the director made a bad film and she took the brunt of it. I got to rewatch it though. I haven't watched it in a long time. So maybe she was just really that bad. But often a director can make an actor who's not that great bad. Or a director can make an actor that's not that great pretty good. Depends on the director. That's my opinion. Well, what do I know? I'm some schmuck who knows PowerPoint. So I'm going to set these to 100 with a strength of 100. And we're going to see if that helps. What I should do is freeze these back up into squares. I think I'm going to deactivate everything and I'm going to fix this. Because when I was doing the elastic, these things got bent out of shape, and I want those to be. Does it make any difference? Because you know what, it really doesn't make a difference now that I think about it. I'm just going to put a fake clasp on there. I do actually want them to be squared up, though. That would be nice. They do. Like John Boy in the original. That's true. So anyhow, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to deactivate everything. I'm going to reactivate these. I'm going to try to turn it into nice, neat squares. Hopefully, Marvel's designer isn't vengeful and makes them go shooting off into space somewhere, trying to thwart my my ambitions here, and I just lost everything. Okay, I just lost everything again. Okay, unfreeze, deactivate pattern sewing, and then I'm just going to come right into here, activate that, and if I do this, see, it's trying to get away. Although it's back into its square shape, so now I can freeze that, and I can put it back. Kind of like in here. Right in there. Okay, and then we're just going to reactivate everything except for this. Just going to go activate. Uh-oh, unarchive. I accidentally archived. Archive is back. Archive used to be missing. They took it away. It used to not be in Marvel's Designer, and I got used to kind of using it in Clo, and I actually screwed up some patterns because patterns I made in Clo had archived parts, and then when I brought in the Marvel's Designer, I couldn't get back at them because Marvel's Designer didn't have archiving, but now it's there. Anyhow, I don't want to archive. I want to activate. Why am I not getting an activate? Did I activate already? I think I activated. I need to freeze this. I need to undo that because I had that in shape. And then I'm just going to come in here and freeze you. Then we're going to do this. And then that's all going to snap into place nice and beautifully. Someday. Come on. Come on. Get into place. Go on. Get back over there. There it goes. Finally. There we go. I like that. That's what I wanted it to do. I wanted this off of that. Now we're good. All right, now I can export this. As long as my crouch didn't jank itself up while I wasn't paying attention. That's the beauty of Marvel's Designer. You'll get something fixed and then you'll realize something else went janked to hell. My breast cups are a little weird looking. I think you know, maybe I just need to do some. I'm going to do we'll stop that right there. We'll select you. I'm going to reduce the static friction back to normal. We'll reduce the kinetic friction back to normal. And we'll see if this wants to settle. What I really want is for these to be nice stiff round pieces, but they don't want to do that. They're actually stiffer than that. If I undo... Oh no, you see there, my bottoms are sliding off now. This is the reason why I did the stop. There they are. Okay. Maybe I should just... Okay, the bottom is good. So we're going to freeze that up. And I don't care about the in the waistband, in the armbands and the wristbands are fine. So, and I'm going to turn gravity off, or actually we'll just lower it way down. We've got 9 minutes before I'm going to call it a night here. And if I strengthen these, does it get that weird shape again? Am I still at 1 and 1? Yeah, I went back to 1 and 1. What if we say 0 and 0? And now we're just kind of flopping a bit. Here, let's turn gravity all the way off. So this is the problem, the sizing between Genesis 9 and Genesis 8. What do I have you set for? Here are leather full grain. You are nearly the stiffest material known to man. at least in this world. Let me see if I can get that even stiffer though. Let's go into custom. Let's take a look at the details here and figure out what makes something buckling stiffness. Can I do 100 or is... You know what? What if we make the weight really light? Can I just strengthen? I think I'm... Wait a minute. What is... It is... Why do I have an unstrengthened but not a strengthened? Because I have a... If I do this, if I solidify you, what does that actually do? I always keep solidifying doesn't do what I think it's... I think it's solidified basically... Is that helping any? I'm at that point in the game where I can't change the pattern pieces. I've got so many undos, it's really bogging down. Let's solidify you. Can I do that? And I'll take the strengthening off. And if we strengthen those, does that help? So that their shape doesn't fight the circle shape that I want. I might just have to smooth that out with Blender, I think. It's just the chest on Genesis 9 is so goofy wide compared to Genesis 8. Genesis 9 is made like a real person. That's the problem. The Genesis 8 female is basically a supermodel. I'm going to try a couple more tricks here, and then we're going to call it a night. I'm probably going to be futzing with this. Actually, tonight I'm going to go back to trying to get the Sinbad outfit finished and uploaded. That's probably not happening till tomorrow because I keep adding extra features that I don't really need. All right, so I'm going to do the thing with the elastic that I did on the back. We're going to set that elastic on and set its strength to 100. Set the ratio to 100. And let me see what that does. That does the opposite of good, actually. I don't like that. We'll back that up. I think I'm gonna just smooth it out in Blender. I think that's what I need to do. I have to try to figure out how to get this to fit better. I can't, at this point, I can't change the geometry of this because it needs to match the same. That's one problem with my workflow. Anyhow, I think that's going to be good enough for here. Let's save you, file, save as, project, G8 female. Did I not? Should have saved that right off the bat. I was living on the edge there. I hope I didn't accidentally overwrite something. G8 female. And then we'll re-export this back out. What are you doing up there? Oh, you went flying off the head, didn't you? It doesn't make, we don't need that. I just need one copy of that to put into Blender later on. All right, I'm going to file, export, OBJ selected. I'll just overwrite that. We'll say yes on that. Say okay to that. Hit save on this. I'm just going to quickly get this crown saved out from the original. So let's open project and reopen that one right there. And all I want is this. That is just a simple starter shape for Blender. We're going to detail that up, smooth it out, add details and things, put the feathers on. But this just kind of shows me, this gets me the size that I kind of need it to be. Export, OBJ selected, and you're just going to be Showgirl Crown. Or headpiece. I'll say headpiece. All right, and with that, we're going to call it a night. Thank you all for being here. It's good to see Naps more. It's good to see Leo in the house. We had Rod Shelley in here tonight. I think Charles already went to bed, so we forgot to do the Leo command.
This is Sparta!
There we go. There's our Leo command. It actually show, it just did the sounder, didn't it? Stream Elements is being a bug today. The Rod Shelley command worked, didn't it? It's because yeah. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because I ported it. I didn't port the Leo command. The Leo still just has the sounder. Maybe not. I thought the Leo command was in stream. I don't know. I'll figure this out. Sooner or later, I'll get my commands working, right? And we won't be using Streamlabs. I've been saying that for years now. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Yeah, see you Saturday, Rod. We will be back Saturday, 1 p.m. for 3D stuff, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. It's an art share, it's a Discord chat, it's an old cartoon. Feel free to join the Discord. Also, I did have a new product come out yesterday at Daz. The Mode Noir outfit is available now at Daz. That's not, I meant Daz. Daz. So buy my stuff at Daz. There you go. So hey, if you're on YouTube, thanks a lot. Like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, feel free to stick around. We're gonna go raid somebody. Where's my Twitch? There's my Twitch. I got 4 viewers, it says. It lies. My Twitch chat is still way back at Charles talking to me. What the hell? What the bloody hell? Is that even a thing? This says I have 6 viewers. I'm gonna refresh this. I want to see my new chat. Frickin' stream manager. Why'd you stop chat? There you go. That looks good. Okay, so I do see the chat. Chat's fine. Anyhow, and now I got 4 viewers again. Crazy ass Twitch. Let's see who's on Twitch tonight and go hang out. The Dans are usually on. Dapster Dan, good friend. Also Bad Tooth Records, Dan, aka Dr. DK. And now I've got 8 viewers. Crazy. It's crazy. Anyhow, let's see. It's crazy. Oh no. Oh no. I hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. No. Who wants to hear that creepy old dude? Jesus freaking Christ. Speaking of Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Trump totally posted an AI picture of himself as a doctor. Totally wasn't Christ. He was totally a doctor. How anybody could see that as being Christ is just a liberal. Is just fake news. Totally fake news. All right, I'm coming up from the bottom. There's my good friend Dapster Dan. Maybe it's a Dapster Dan night, and then next week we'll probably do Bad Tooth, if I can remember. Let's have good friend Cyrus Dan is on. So tonight we're going to go over and hang out with my musical friend Dapster Dan. He's Canadian, don't you know? Yeah, so let's do this. Hey, if you can stick around for the raid on here on Twitch, that would be awesome. We got raid calls. We got this one here if you're not a subscriber. You got this one here if you're an awesome subscriber. And we're going to do this. We'll go over and say hi to Dapster Dan, who's doing the music thing. So let's do this. Is it /raid Dapster Dan? Because I'm a Dapster Dan man. There we go. Alrighty. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a good rest of a Thursday or Friday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And I hope I see you Saturday. All right. Hasta la vista, baby.